rumblings yesterday that Nazem Kadri may be willing to waive his no trade to come to Toronto, according to Nick Kyprios. I'd be all for that. We need someone to take out Bobrovsky when we play Florida next year. Kadri's the perfect guy to do it. He's still a bit of a missing ingredient that this team doesn't have. I do think, though, Kipper's report yesterday was a bit of a fugazi. I poked around with a couple of my sources who are usually pretty good, and they told me that it's likely the opposite with Kadri in the sense that he still holds a bit of a grudge against the organization for the way things unfolded. And even though it's a different regime and the majority of the fan base would welcome him back with open arms, you know, he still harbors some ill will. To which I say, Naz, if you happen to see this video, come on, man. I think we did you a favor. Worked out pretty good for you, no? You got your cup. Come help your hometown squad win one now. Kadri is an aging player, but, like, could he still be really, really good for this team? I think so. He had 35 goals last year. He can still play. Yeah, he's got 4 years left at a 7 AAV, but I'm not that concerned about the later half of his contract. The Leafs Cup window is like 2 to 3 years before things start to trend down. That's all I really care about, the next couple of years. Now, the reality is that this is probably just a big pipe dream. And trust me, I know something about big pipe dreams. The Calgary Flames ownership group hates Brad Treliving for some of the shitty moves he made and then leaving them in the dust and jumping ship to the Leafs. It would be very, very difficult to do a deal with them. And I'm sure they try and rinse us in any type of trade. So there's a lot of barriers working against this becoming a thing. And maybe it's for the better because, you know, the Leafs probably need a right winger and not another center. Conclusion, I just spent about an hour meditating under this tree in which I had a vision of a timeline in which Kadri becomes available at this year's deadline with Calgary likely not making the playoffs. And Toronto throws their hat in the ring. And maybe he does play for the blue and white and helps us beat Florida next year. Anyway, we'll see. You guys drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. How would you feel about Nazem Kadri coming back to the Leafs? Thanks for watching, and have yourself a beautiful sunny day.